camera opens on a quiet Tennessee night. Neon hum outside Riverbend Maximum Security Institution. A clock face edged towards 7 p.m. A voice settles in, steady but unflinching. Tonight, Nashville bears witness. The state of Tennessee will execute Harold Wayne Nichols by lethal injection on December 11th, 2025. The name hangs in the air. A man who has been on death row for decades, now at the brink of a sentence carried forward from a courtroom in another century. Nichols is 64. The ritual of the American death penalty is meticulously prepared. Witnesses, a gurney, and a protocol that has survived years of litigation and delay. The method is not chosen, it's defaulted. The electric chair left on the table, his refusal sealing the course toward lethal injection as state law prescribes. This is not theater. It is the end of a legal story that started with a brutal crime in Chattanooga, Hamilton County, in 1988. You see the city where it began. Karen Pulley, 21 years old, a student at Chattanooga State University. July heat pressing into apartments and sidewalks. The crime was violence and violation, rape and murder, and it left an imprint that never fully healed. Police pulled threads, a suspect profile, evidence that points, and a name that would echo through arraignment and trial. Harold Wayne Nichols, then 27. Time folds in the only way it can, in cases like this. Quickly at first, and then painfully slow. In 1990, a jury delivered its verdicts: first-degree murder, aggravated rape, aggravated burglary, and then the sentence of death citing the aggravated brutality and his history of sexual assaults. Decades later, the headlines still summarize the same core truth: a young woman's life taken, and the state's promise to mark it with the most severe punishment it has to offer. Cut to the present. Riverbend, Nashville. A grey routine. The execution is scheduled for the evening. Witnesses are checked in. Journalists briefed. The details this week have a banal weight. In a small ritual of choice, Nichols selected his last meal: beef brisket, coleslaw, a baked potato, onion rings, deviled eggs, cheese biscuits, with fruit tea. There's a $20 cap in Tennessee, and the meal must be consumed by midnight the night before. A human being eats knowing the meal is an ending, not a beginning. Whether you believe in retribution or recoil from it, this is stark. The state proceeds. The man counts hours. The woman's family counts years. And the public watches, some with conviction, some with doubt. The law's machinery has ground on for decades. This is the third execution date set for Nichols. Previous ones postponed amid Tennessee's scrutiny of lethal injection protocols. He sued over drug sourcing transparency and EKG monitoring issues. The courts did not grant relief. Another detail: he refused to choose between the electric chair and lethal injection. In Tennessee, that refusal triggers lethal injection automatically, a decision by omission. The state, through the Tennessee Department of Correction, has confirmed the plan: lethal injection at Riverbend in Nashville on December 11th, 2025. The choreography is familiar: 4 lines, a sequence of drugs, monitors, medical personnel adjacent to the moral debate, and a pronouncement of death measured in minutes rather than hours. Let's be bold about what's actually happening. The death penalty is power distilled. It asserts that some acts cross a line after which the state may extinguish a life. It also carries the risk and reality of errors that history has documented in other cases. Here, the record is not ambiguous. Nichols was convicted of raping and murdering Karen Pulley in 1988. His appeals have run their course. The state set the date and kept it. For supporters, this is the completion of a covenant with the victim's family. You don't get her life back, but you get the closest thing to state-sanctioned closure. For opponents, the act is a mirror the state holds up to itself: punishment by death to show that killing is wrong. An uncomfortable symmetry that no amount of legal language can smooth over. Inside the unit, The last hours are monotonous. Phone calls, a spiritual advisor if requested, quiet. A death warrant is a schedule wrapped in law. The witnesses are seated behind glass. There's an expectation of final words. The ritual invites them, but many choose silence. If he speaks, what could he possibly say that changes the gravity? Apology, denial, regret, nothing at all. Each choice is a statement. The straps go on, an IV is secured, the drugs move, a chest slows, the timeline shrinks, the form is signed, the body is released. The family of Karen Pulley, if present, will witness what the state calls justice, and what they have been told will close a chapter. For them, the chapter doesn't close. It simply stops adding pages. Step back to the city where this began. Chattanooga, a community traumatized in 1988, carries its memory forward. Crime does not end at the crime scene. It spreads into families, courtrooms, prisons, newspapers, and ballot boxes. Tennessee's execution on December 11th lands within a month where other states set dates, where debates over drug protocols and constitutional claims are constant. Yet the specifics matter. Nichols is executed in Nashville by lethal injection for a crime committed in Chattanooga. The line from the apartment where Karen Pulley died to the gurney in Riverbend is straight, legal, and inexorable. It took decades to draw it, and now it's inked over. That's the story the state tells when it signs a death warrant and follows through. There's no comfortable ending. At 7 p.m. Central Time, the chamber opens. He will be declared dead minutes later. A press release will state the time of death, the method, the witnesses present. A paragraph summarizing the crime. A confirmation that the sentence was carried out as ordered. The public will receive a last meal menu, a final words transcript if any, and a reprint of a crime that happened when many of today's readers weren't even born. The gravity doesn't lift with procedure, it deepens. A woman was raped and murdered. A man is executed. Tennessee does what it says it would do. That's the plainness of it. And it leaves a question hanging in the air after the fluorescent lights dim. Does this resolve what it claims to resolve? Or does it mark once more that some wounds don't heal, they only conclude? Harold Wayne Nichols, December 11th, 2025, Nashville, lethal injection. Convicted for the 1988 rape and murder of Karen Pulley in Chattanooga, Hamilton County. 35 years from crime to needle is an American timeline. Appeals, stays, protocol audits, and a final date. Tonight, the state of Tennessee moves from sentence to act. A life taken, a life ended, and two truths that refuse to reconcile: the permanence of loss and the certainty of punishment.